I have great respect for Angela, and I have great respect for the country. My father is German, right? Was German, and born in a very wonderful place in Germany, and so I have a great feeling for Germany.
There are some moments in TV history that just stop you in your tracks, where everything feels like it slows down a little, the lights almost seem dimmer, the audience goes completely still, and suddenly something as simple as a single piece of paper carries more weight than any big speech or headline ever could. And that's exactly what happened recently on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Even from the start, something felt off in a way you couldn't quite explain, like the whole room sensed the shift before anything was even said. The usual rhythm of the show felt different, the applause cues seemed delayed, like people were waiting for permission to react, and the energy in the studio was unusually quiet for a late-night setting. Stephen Colbert walked out like he always does, confident, composed, with that usual hint of mischief, but this time, there was no big smile, no playful wave, just a subtle seriousness you couldn't ignore. He had a single sheet of paper in his hand, just one, and he placed it on the desk so carefully, almost like it was something fragile, something that really mattered. The cameras tightened in, the audience leaned in, and you could feel it. This wasn't going to be a normal monologue. And to really get why, you have to rewind to earlier that same day, when Donald Trump stood in front of cameras next to Angela Merkel and, with total confidence, said his father was born in Germany, not like a quick slip. Not something he corrected, but clearly and firmly, like it was a fact he had always believed, saying his father was German, was born in this beautiful place in Germany.
It's true, Frederick Trump was born in a very wonderful place in Germany, New York City in 1905.
My father was born in a wonderful part of Germany, very West Germany, and I'll never forget his favorite German saying, "Ich bin ein, forget about it."
But here's the thing. The historical record has always said something completely different. Fred Trump was born in the Bronx, New York, on October 11, 1905, and this isn't some debated detail or unclear footnote, it's right there in birth records, public archives, official documents that have been sitting there for over a century. So when Stephen Colbert pointed to that paper and said the president had just told the Chancellor of Germany that his father was born in Germany, the whole room just went still, like completely locked in. And then he read it out loud, slowly, clearly, Bronx, New York, October 11, 1905, and there was no laughter, no applause, just silence, the kind where you know people are really paying attention. But he didn't stop there. He reached into his desk and pulled out more documents, interviews from 2018, 2019, 2020, for separate times where journalists had already corrected the exact same claim, for separate moments where the truth had been laid out plainly, and yet the same statement kept coming back. At that point, it didn't feel like confusion anymore, it felt like repetition. Then came the shift. Colbert held up another document, this one older, from 1869, belonging to Donald Trump's grandfather, Friedrich Trump, who actually was born in Germany, and holding both papers side by side, he explained that this is where the Germany story really comes from, one generation back. And you could feel the audience get it instantly, because mixing up a grandfather with a father, over and over again, especially in public life, isn't some small detail. Colbert paused right there, just letting that sink in, and then reminded everyone of something else, that this is someone who's repeatedly claimed to have a perfect memory, pointed to education and cognitive test results as proof of sharp thinking and strong recall, and yet here he is continuing to repeat something that's directly contradicted by simple, public records. And the way Colbert handled it was what made it hit even harder. He didn't raise his voice, didn't lean into jokes, he just stayed calm and let the facts do all the work. At the very end, he picked up that birth certificate again, held it up to the camera with both hands, and read it one more time. Bronx, New York, October 11, 1905, then set it down slowly, deliberately, and again, no applause, because it wasn't needed. In that moment, that one document did what years of corrections couldn't. It made the truth impossible to ignore. Because facts don't move, they don't bend, they don't adjust themselves to match what anyone wishes were true, and a birth record from 1905 is still exactly what it was back then, no matter how many times someone says otherwise. And sometimes, on a night that starts out feeling completely normal, all it takes is one quiet piece of paper to remind everyone of that.